Yeah, I'll show you. It's in a boat. Yeah, the credits, they showed how to get them. They're in a boat. Actually, it isn't right there. I'll do that after I get done playing then. Might be something you can only access on console right now, or computer right now, because there's no click or switch where there's a touch panel. After you turn the device on with that, now I'll show you once it's active. Got Cassie's and mine, and miniature battery powered computer. It's used for maintenance and debugging the ship system's battery should be enough to power the doors I need to open. It's got a big old B drive, like you know, the big floppy disk one. Following Dalton's instruction, kneel by the terminal and withdraw the cable from the device. It's awkward in the darkness, but you actually connect the cable to a port at the bottom of the terminal. Once you've got the sub-terminal connected, you use it the same way with the normal terminal. Select the right function on the menu and insert your keycard in the slot when that requests you to. Give it a try now. Alright, let's see. Keycard security option allows me to access almost anywhere or anything on the ship. Use a small keyboard, you select the override open function, and then as Dalton advised, insert your keycard. Although slightly slower than you'd like, the door opens, allowing access to the four-side thoroughfare. Great, we're cadet. All you need to do now is get this to the captain's quarters, and then engineering, and we'll have the gun dog back up and running in no time. You okay there, cadet? Yeah, I forgot that you had to get to the codes from the captain's quarters. Isn't that against the rules of insubordination or something? I thought that was forbidden to go to the captain's quarters unless explicitly instructed for duty. Besides, Dalton shakily removes the cable from the terminal underside and closes the lid on the PST. Technically yes, but right now the choice is insubordination or we all suffocate in the vacuum of space. He's like, oh no! Poor Dalton. Don't worry about it. I'm sure the captain will understand why I had to do it. Besides, I always want to see what their quarters look like, so I'll say it's worth it, right? Yeah, this is another, wrong pronoun. I'll have to let them know. Yeah, I'll let them know. I just gotta try to figure out what channel to use, because I don't want to open the spoilers chat, because I don't want to be spoiled for the roots and whatnot, but this is kind of a little bit further. Actually, no, this is still part of what the, you know, the space of the demo would be. Here, I guess. Place a hand on Dalton's shoulder to take the terminal from him. Anyway, you take it easy here. I'll raise the chief on the radio, see if he's got anything to do for you. I've got to get moving. Yes, ma'am. That you give Dalton a casual salute. In return, he throws a rigid formal salute back to you. Small new cell, you head through the now open double doors into the thoroughfare. I've just got the PTSD in my hand. There's nothing I need in there right now. Oh, I can see the door at the end of the hallway. Dylan's probably fine, but I know he'll notice the power is coming. Even the power coming back. I want to actually see if I can go back into the hangar. I've already got the PTSD that should see get to the captain's quarters straight away. Now you outside the captain's quarters, look at the heavy device in your hand. It's taken longer than you'd like to get here, but at least now you get these codes from the captain. Okay, first I get the PTSD. The PST. You kneel down by the terminal inside the door, laying the PST on the ground and flipping the catches that hold the front of the unit closed. After it started, you swiftly draw the cable and connect it to the terminal's underside. Squinting at the screen's phosphorescent glow in the low light, you scroll your way through the series of menus, select the unlock function. Once you hit enter, the command prompt shows up on the screen. Alright, now. Use Cassie's. Once the device reads your keycard, you hear the soft whir of the unlocking hiss as it slowly opens. Yeah, we didn't use ours, we used Cassie's. Okay, I can leave this here for the time being. Step in front of the door, which continues the painfully slow opening. Come on, come on. Shouldn't you unplug it to save the battery power? Captain, are you? Arg, that's... Ugh. As you step across the threshold of the captain's quarters, you're instantly overwhelmed by the powerful Fedor. You gag and stumble your way back to the door, taking a deep breath of the corridor sterile air. You try to compose yourself, but the odor drifts out around you, and a particularly acrid waft stings the back of your throat as you take another breath, causing you to gag again. Ack, ack. The atmosphere in ships, oh, what is the ack, ack? Is it Bloom County? I can't remember. It's one of the comics. One of the, like, you know, the funny papers comics. Oh, there's a cat that goes ack ack. I think it is Bloom County, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't feel like looking it up. Colonies are carefully regulated and air supply constantly scrubbing recycled. Because of the strong smells are something that are almost never encountered and quickly resolved. You realize that with ship's life support out of action, this hasn't been happening. Whatever's caused the stench of the captain's quarters has been left to putrefy the air in this awful miasma. After a few wrenches, you steel yourself to re-enter the room. Before heading in, you bring your arm up in front of your mouth and nose to best bear the stink. Though you're doing your best to breathe as lightly as possible, the odor still assaults you almost too much to bear. Captain, are you cough cough? Are you in here, Captain? With no answer, you carry on deeper into the quarters. As you grow accustomed to the smell, you begin to pick up the unique odors that it's comprised of. The first scent that you identify brings back memories of your early training, the acrid tang of vomit. Your early flight training. The second, it takes you a little while longer, sour and chemical. You wonder for a moment, it's one of the substances that you use to strip paintwork from ships or armored frames, but you spy an empty bottle on the desk and realize that it is a stale whiskey. Sick, huh? The cause of absence is not obvious. You look around the room. To the left is another closed door. To the right you see an open doorway and what looks like the end of a bed. Captain. Call it again as you head towards it. Although your reason for being here is entirely justifiable, you still feel a bit hesitant about barging in. Captain? Nothing. Alright, Captain, I'm coming in. We need those... Having stepped through the doorway, you find yourself in a room that's much closer to a normal bedroom than the crew quarters. Rather than accent panels flush from the wall for storage, the room is actual furniture. A chest of drawers sits below a large mirror beside a bedside table that's right next to an unmade queen-size bed. Seems like a mirror would be a really dangerous thing to have on here. Like on a ship, in case of, like, you know, same reason that you will almost tell Cassie not to have loose objects around. Rather than axe panels flush the walls, bed's head was right next to the unmade queen-size bed. For a moment, we think that, like Cassie is wont to do, the captain has just thrown her worn uniform onto the bed and left it in a heap. But before you turn back to a sluggish moment, as the mass of crumpled clothing turns over, revealing it to Captain Bartholomew's herself. Movement. Ah, Captain. Throw a salute and hold it for a moment before you realize that the captain is completely oblivious to your presence. Tentatively making your way towards the captain's bedside, you register that the smell of stale whiskey is strongest in her immediate vicinity. As you look around, you notice another bottle lies mostly empty, with a small pool of amber liquid left in one of its corners. Captain? Run your hands back through your hair and sigh loudly. Regardless of all this, you remind yourself you're here to get the emergency input codes. I wonder how the non-binary character runs their hands through their hair, because they got a huge-ass pompadour. Captain? Hey, Captain. Captain Bartholomew's. You place your palm on the captain's upper arm and rock her gently. Captain, come on. You need to wake up. I need your emergency input code. Narg. Arg. Captain, wake up. Captain. Narg. Step back and pinch the bridge of your nose with your thumb and forefinger. Despite everything, it doesn't seem to be the captain will be waking up from the stupor anytime soon. Arg, come on. After everything. If I get the codes from the captain directly, maybe she keeps a copy of them around here or something. Worth a shot. If the captain's got an actual bedroom, I wonder if this is a Ak-Ak. It's an actual bathroom, right, but now that I know where the smell of vomit's coming from. What was I expecting to find in here anyway? Painting of the first colony fleet to enter Jupiter's orbit. I remember my civics lessons. They were funded by a wealthy Terran industrialist who had them built to serve as habitants for a workforce that could harvest resources from Jupiter and her moons for his company's sake. After a few decades, the population had enough of existing with no autonomy and living on company's script, so they took control of the fleet and petitioned to join the Solar Federation. We all know how that ended. Yeah, my cat's sister was named Jupiter. I doubt they kept her name. I kept Neptune's name. Like, it was pretty much, I was keeping Neptune's name because she knew it. Like, she knew it quite well. She responded to it. So it was kind of like, yeah. Okay. Like, if she didn't, I would have called her Pearl after Pearl Faye. So, we got, Neptune, Pearl. Cat's bedroom's actually pretty nice. This is the first time I've seen a cat's quarters, so I didn't know they were this different privilege of rank, I guess. An empty bottle of whiskey, aside from a few leftover drops. Europa Colony Special Blend. Pretty nice desk. Must be where the captain does all her work when she's not on the bridge. If that's the case, then, as I thought, got a few drawers at the back next to where she said. If the codes were anywhere, they'd be in there. Okay. I use stuff. We're gonna try to get in the bathroom first. If I need to, I'd really rather not use that considering the state that's in right now. I thought there might be a safe behind it or something like movies, but it looks like the whole thing's a reproduction that's been applied directly to the wall panel. Even this frame is bolted on. Europa Colony Special Blend. The myth is that they used to brew it in old fuel tanks that gave it its particular potent edge. From how it tastes, though, you may not think it's a myth. I never touch it, but not that the captain's left enough to share. I know, I've seen Cassie Head and the captain print reports of status updates. Maybe she got a copy of those codes in here. Try to open the door, but the small amount of initial give stops almost immediately as you hear a clunk. You try a few more times and spot a keyhole to the left of the drawer. Checking the second and third drawers gives you the same result. Locked, of course, I'll have to find the key. Arg. You were uncomfortable enough making your way in here in the first place, but now that you're about to rummage your way through the captain's personal effects, you feel even worse. Let's get this over with. Doing a quick scan of the room in the hopes that the captain may have left the key on top of the chest of drawers or her bedside table proves fruitless, so you tentatively step back inside. Oh man, sleep is hitting me hard. We'll get through this because we're really close to the end of the demo. Comatose form every few minutes. Sorry about this, Captain. Standing by the chest drawers, you lay your hand on top and drum your fingers or nervously pull the top one open. Seeing only folded clothing inside, you close it quickly, going on repeat this process for the next two drawers, finding nothing. Stepping back, you take another look around. The only immediately obvious place left to check is the drawer beside the table, right next to the captain. Moving over to it, you squat down beside the unit, acutely aware the captain sitting right next to you. In the low light, it's next to impossible for you to make out the contents of the drawer, so you have to settle for reaching inside and feeling your way through. Running your fingers over the various kinds to try to figure out what's in there. A thin plastic surface with regular bumps, which feels like it has foil underside. A small glass bottle, a series of raised dots just under the label. Various individual papers. Aha. Grab a hold of what feels like keyboard clipped onto the lanyard and pull it out of the drawer. The metallic jangling sound that comes with it is quickly revealed to be a key ring featuring various different keys. One of these has got to be the key for those. Lieutenant? You freeze in place with your hand half over the door, holding on to the captain's identity card and keys. You hadn't seen her stir, but in the blink of an eye, Captain Bartholomew managed to reach out and grab a hold of your wrist. I'm just following orders. Flustered, you quickly yank your arm back and try to find a way to convince the captain not to court-martial you here and now. Captain, I'm here I need to. It's emergency. We need to reboot the computer, and Commander Quinn's ill, so we need your codes. Codes? Yes, your emergency input codes. We need them to reboot the ship's computers. That's why I'm here. Lieutenant Lord ordered me in here to find a code, so I need your keys so that I can. Sounds important. Just stop making so much noise. With that, the captain struggles releases your wrist and draws her hand back towards her. Grabbing a handful of duvet, she rolls over, facing away from you. Let's hope that she does not remember this when she wakes up. Yeah, I could have asked her the codes, but no, let her go back to sleep. Honestly, I can't wait to go to bed. It's so white. Oh, come here. Oh. The steam's it's coming out at the seam at the top. And I gotta sew it. Just haven't got to it yet. Got the captain's key ring. Captain's bedroom. I don't think there's anything else worth disturbing the captain for in there. Flash your keys, presumably all got something to do with the ship systems. All I got to worry about is the one that opens her desk. Alright, let's see which one. Spend a few moments working your way through the selection of keys that hang from the ring at the end of the captain's lanyard. You're able to discount a few based on usual shapes, but find the right one still a tricky task in the gloom. Eventually you find one that slides easily into the lock and turns the mechanism, which lets out a surprisingly hefty clunk. You immediately open the top drawer and start rifling your way through the papers it contains. I don't know if I would, like, explain yourself, but I was worried it was a Glasset thing, you know, like in, The Wolf Among Us, where, there's a scene where you think, like, Glassum is, you know, like, just toast him, you know, you had this friendly conversation, like, you finally work things out, and instead you smash the glass in his face. So it's like, you know, I was worried that's what explain yourself would be, because I figured it would be like, explain yourself, Captain. I'm crushed it. Come on, come on. Work your way through the mess of papers, folders, and documents are stuffed in the drawer. You squint at each one and turn, trying to quickly identify important details. Eventually, you scan the last document left in the drawer before placing it at the desk, moving to the second drawer down. Crew manifest security updates. Aha. See the telltale tractor feed edges of the printer paper that you seen Cassie produce updates and reports for as a captain on sticking out from the underneath the manila folder. Yeah, the old dot matrix. My first computer, I could never get the printer to work in Windows, and I could only get it working in DOS. I lifted up to light, starting at the top and letting the rest of your continuous ream of paper unfurl. Your eyes scan the document for any key phrases that look appropriate until you see what you're looking for. Classified core system access codes. Generation date 2004-0214. For captain and second only. Finally, tearing the relevant page and the rest of the document, the perforated digit, fold it up and stuff it into your pocket. You got the access codes. Turning to leave, you pause for a second before taking a moment to quickly stuff the rest of the documents back in the relevant drawers and locking them back up. With the codes finally in possession, you briskly make your way back towards the corridor outside the captain's quarters where you've left the PST. Approach the doorway, take hold of the radio and push down the transmission button to report the good news. Okay, Chief, Lieutenant Lord, I've got the codes. Release the push to talk button and wait. Give it a moment, instead of more instruction from the Chief or some kind of backhand congratulation from Lieutenant Lord, all you hear is a powerful hiss of static. Chief? Try again. Lieutenant Lord? Still nothing. Anyone, come on. Give it the radio shake and spend a few minutes adjusting the frequency dials, but you still don't hear anything from anyone, just a hiss of static. For a moment you feel like throwing the radio down the corridor, but instead you slump against the nearest wall and hold your head in one hand. Slouching against the wall at low light for a moment you sigh loudly before turning and kneeling down while the PST which you had begin to pack back up. You got the codes, you just can't get them to Chief over the radio. The next best thing you saw is to get them to her in person. Clip the latches on the PST closed and close it up as you stand trying to make your way to the darkness towards the Forsyth thoroughfare. Once I get these codes, Chief, the engineer, we get everything back up running. Until then, everything else can wait. Let's save again. Oh. But we're not saving here. We're going to save back here. Like, I'm considering this as like my committed route save, and then the others are like choices. Because I kind of want to go back and see what the explain yourself is. But, oh my fuck, I gotta see how long I've been streaming for, because I might just wait and do the rest. Because there's still a bit to do. I'll just see how long close it is to the video clip cutting off. Okay, we got time. Oh, there's more or less. I don't really want to, you know. Okay, let's get this done. We got move. We'll talk to ourselves. No one here right now. I need there. I should get to engineering. I wonder if you can talk to the captain too. I should have tried that. I didn't think of that. Outside the huge blast door that separates the aft thoroughfare from the engineering department began an increasingly familiar process of unpacking the PST. Alright, set up the PST. First withdraw the cable, then plug it in. Terminal and the door, reboot of the device and begin cycling through the options. Okay, and then with the dice set up, you hit the enter key on the unlock option and turn your attention towards the partition that stands between you and the engineering department. Like the other doors, the PST's battery power has been used to open this blast door is inches thick and comprised of almost entirely of solid steel. You watch attentively as a low grunting sound emanates from the ceiling, for about 10 seconds before the door even begins to move. Like the others, the opening process is antagonizingly slow. The darkness of the thoroughfare at the time seems to lose all meaning as you watch the door almost imperceptibly work its way upwards. After a few minutes, the barely noticeable progress comes to a halt, and the grinding sound stops, with the blast door giving you just over a foot of clearance between it and the floor. Turning your attention towards the PST, see a graphic of an empty battery across to it blinking on the screen. Oh no. Knowing the blast door is being kept open by the device's dwindling battery power, you drop to the floor and, grabbing the PST, begin to crawl forward into engineering. Yeah, at least this isn't timed, hopefully. It clears for you to worm your way underneath, but the smooth paneling floor turning to grating makes it an uncomfortable experience. By the time you make it halfway through your feet and still sticking out of the aft thoroughfare, the grinding noise that had stopped, but the door starts back up again. No. You shove the PST ahead of you through the small gap, being mindful not to get the cable plugged in the underside of the terminal. Around the grating now, you quickly squirm the rest of your way until you're clear of the door. Then, rolling onto your back, grab the PST's cable and give it a swift tug, pulling out the terminal on the other side of back toward your blast door and can pop shut. That was way too close. Stand up and quickly pick up the PST, which still has the low battery warning blinking on its screen. Chief, your call is met with an oppressive silence that somehow seems like worse than the vast space of the engineering department. Chief, it's me, Lieutenant Knight. I've got the PST. Chief, making your way past various systems, terminal stations, and machinery, you continue to call out to the Chief, but there's no response. Where the hell could she be? As you continue your way deep in engineering, grab the radio. Chief? No signal. Just like no band. Just like last time you tried, no one answers, and all you can hear is static. Chief. Got down different walks, trying to find the Chief, and mind racing as to where she could be. Chief. With a low battery warning illuminating your face, increasingly small intervals with constant flashing, you stop. Looking down at the PST screen, you make a decision. Well, I've done everything else myself. Turning back to the main section of engineering, you make a beeline over to the room that holds the central computer, your footsteps on the grating echoing through the silence. I may as well finish the things. As you begin to run, the PST starts to beep and the battery symbol flashes even more rapidly. If you're running out of battery, then don't use what you've got left, flashing and beeping. That's rude. Running full pelt now towards the central computer, you reach just the PST's whole screen begins to blink, cycling between showing the warning and nothing at all. Once you arrive at the doorway that leads to the central computer, you know what you've got to do. Once you arrive at the doorway that leads to the central computer, you know what you've got to do. Okay. Waste no time, you draw the cable and hurriedly plug it into the terminal with one hand while scrolling through the options with the other. Come on, hang in there, come on, almost there. We'll use Cassandra's. And now, there. As soon as the door begins to open, you jump to it and start pushing on it in order to force it open. Once you manage the gap large enough, you slip through the exact same moment you hear the PST power down and the door slides back shut. It takes a moment, but your eyes adjust to the darkness of the room. Looking around, you see that there's little bigger than a fleeting cupboard or a crew member's shower cubicle. Okay, they do have individual room showers. That's what I figured. Masses of thin cabling run from the ceiling and floor along the walls towards the end of the room. Opposite the doorway on the far side is a huge screen with a keyboard positioned below about waist height. Stepping towards the interface, you run your hand over the keys. The computer shows no sign of life even after you begin to push random buttons. Suddenly mashing the keyboard doesn't produce a response, so instead you begin to feel your way around the case in the dark, trying to find out what might be a power button. Eventually you find a rocker switch set on the side of the device. You flick it to an alternative position, but nothing happens. With no other option, you flick it back to the position it was in. This time the screen illuminates and you hear electronics come to life. GENP, a General Electronic Network Platform. Consists of ship cause SN. As hard drive somewhere beyond the screen begins to whir loudly, the screen transitions from the boot screen to a password input screen. After everything you've been through, you're now one input away from getting the ship back online. Finally, alright. Access code is code. You have to reboot the central computer and get the ship's systems back online. Normal circumstances are only given to the captain or head of operations. And enter. On the final floor, you should strike the return key. An immense feeling of satisfaction fills lights on and get a trophy. Especially fills you as you watch the computer work its way through the start process. Names of systems showing up are followed by their status changing from offline to active. A faint draft runs down your neck, which you take to mean life support and ventilation is back online. Alright, hold on, Cassie. Yeah, still thinking, like, we gotta get her to sick bay. Sounds like modem. Dial up. Wait, what? No, come on. You're hit with a gut punch, a panic as the visual screen began to warp. Fragments of text scatter lines of code split into sorts of strange noise squeals from the machinery. You know, in my area, pretty much just until recently, like I don't even know if it's still, some parts like up on the mountain, like Dalhousie Way, have still use dial-up. Like where I went, like been on some of my trips, they still had dial-up. Like as I went on for my museum studies course, I would travel to like these little remote areas for the museums, and yeah, they didn't have Wi-Fi or like even DSL internet, which is what I had until August. Here in my area, Bell Alliant, my provider, was very adamant that they were not going to support the copper wiring anymore, that they wanted fiber up, so we got fiber up, but it's not fiber up, it's 10 megabytes per second fiber up, which beforehand I had 1.5 megabytes per second, so, you know, it's been a lot of a difference, but it's not as nice as my old because it does not, they throttle me a bit. They wanted me to increase my, you know, plan, and I'm like, no, because when they were demanding I change it, like it was pretty much blackmail, like you changed or you're going to lose complete service. They, now where we said no, like we're not changing the plan, now I get sometimes, like if I watch, like when I watch Desert Bus, or if I stream like a lot, like watch like Retro Crush a lot, or stuff like that, or upload a lot, it will throttle me, and I'll have to wait a bit or turn off the rotor and turn it back on again, or switch the inline port, because I use inline connectors too, and yeah, because sometimes it'll be like back down less than the speed I had with the DSL, and it's really, really fucking annoying. But anyway, hit with a gun punch, a panic as visual screen began to warp. Fragments of text scatter and lines of code split and sort while strange noise squeals from the machinery. Don't do this. Unsure what's going on, but begin to think that it's your fault. You look over the keyboard again, repeatedly striking any key that seems like it might stop the process. And escape. Pause, pause, pause. Come on. Alright, what's going on? And suddenly, as you start, the computer erratically activity ceases, with the only document left on screen is Cass's personal file. Well, there seems to be a bunch of personal files here. Cass's file, wait, why? I can't read that. Name, Sandra Quinn, date of birth, 1-1. So she's born on January 1st. Should be paying attention to see their birthdays. I can't read that. Something about, got directed towards something. Reliant. Cast a spell. Wait, why? You pause, unsure whether you should do anything or leave it as is. You can tell from the ambient noise as it turns that the ship is back online, but why is the computer triggered like this? Why would it pull up Cassie's spell? It pulled up a bunch of people's spells, like Hanson, Bartholomew, the Chief. No. Doing your best to understand what you just saw, you tentatively reach a hand out towards the keyboard. You're unsure what you could do to find out what just happened, but you can't help but feel whatever it was wasn't right. Knight, I need you up on the bridge right now. You withdraw your hand instead of grabbing the radio to answer Lieutenant Lord. Alright, I'm on my way back now. How's Lieutenant Quinn doing? There's no need for her. There's no time for her, I should say. Get up here now. But to Lord, it's probably the same thing. Curse under your breath as you turn and leave the room. Also, the stool I'm using, like, I'm wearing those fake leather tights that I have, those insulated ones. And, oh goodness, fake leather stool that I use. It's really hard to get comfortable, so it's sticking to. Turn and leave the room. You learn now that if Lieutenant Lord doesn't intend to be helpful, she won't be. Rather than attempt to argue, you make your way to the ships back to the bridge. As the elevator doors hiss open, you step out onto the bridge. You see Lieutenant Lord frantically flicking switches and turning dials on an instrument panel, stopping every so often to type commands into her station. Cassie, meanwhile, remains unconscious on the bridge floor. I'm here, Lieutenant. What else is wrong now? You hurry over to Cassie, kneel down, sliding your hand under her back and legs, in preparation to pick her up and take her to a newly accessible sick bay. It's the O'Brien. Yeah, right at the end of where the demo ended. With a single movement, you stand and bring Cassandra up from the floor. What about it? It's gone. April 23rd, Planetary Calendar 214. Despite the successful reactivation of the Gundog's central computer by Lieutenant Knight, the JFS O'Brien could not be controlled and was no longer coming up on sensors. After taking Commander Quinn to the sickbay, Lieutenant Knight, alongside Cadet Grange, are tasked with sweeping the ship for faults or damage, while Lieutenant Lord sets Chief Carthays to work helping her locate the other ship. The JFS O'Brien eventually located it, just as Captain Bartholomew calls an emergency meeting. Oh, she's up finally. Outer Jovian space, the bridge, the Jovian patrol ship JFS Gundog. As you, the Chief and Lieutenant Lord stand at attention, waiting for the captain to begin the meeting, the sound of an approaching elevator is the only noise that can be heard in the tense silence of the bridge. Yeah, I think that's where we're going to end it. I want to go back and see about what the what talking to the captain saying explain yourself it does, and I also want to go and show the credits before my time is up. I'll try to use my keycard too. Pretty useful at the time. Once the device reaches a keycard, you hit the software, the door unlocking hisses and slowly opens. Okay. I'll leave this here for the time being. Okay, it works if I use mine. bedroom's actually pretty nice. First time. Oh, can I have to probably look at everything. Okay. After this turtle's not getting power go into it, and it calms it down. Don't need a good surface to write a letter on either, so it's not much use unless I'm missing something. Okay, it's something new, so it won't let me skip it. Apparently I gotta look at everything too. Captain's grip on your wrist isn't particularly strong, but the shock is ready. You're perfectly still. You slowly turn your head to face her and see her lazily gazing at you through the darkness. Lieutenant? You hold your breath for a moment and slowly exhale, calming yourself. What are you? Composing yourself, you speak calmly and quietly. I'm sorry, Captain. It's an emergency. I've come to get your input codes. Emergency? All the ship systems have gone offline. Captain Quinn has collapsed. I've been working with Chief Carthes and Lieutenant Lord to get your codes so that we can get the ship back online. Captain blinks groggily a few times, brushes her wrist, drawing her hand back to rub her eyes. She does. You slowly take the keys from her bedside drawer and stand. That's why I'm here. I thought the codes might be in your desk drawer, but I needed the key. Though you're doing your best to maintain your tone and demeanor on the inside, your heart racing to consider the possibility of being given a court-martial here and now. Sounds important. Well, yes, ma'am. Say we all consider it pretty crucial right now. Captain continues to gaze at you, stand in tension in the darkness. After a moment in which you think she might have fallen back to sleep, she rolls onto her back and brings her head to her forehead. The printout with the latest access codes in the second drawer. You breathe a sigh of relief as the captain rolls the face away from you. Just don't read the report. Oh, we got something else. Ma'am? You wait for a few moments, but eventually a gentle snore emerges from the crumpled heap. That's Captain Bartholomew's, and you relax. A second drawer. Thanks, Captain. Got the captain's key ring. Oh, there's something else. Look at her booze, too. So, not to read the report, but now I'm curious reading the report. Oh, can't skip this. Even though I already did this. Code's a second drawer, so you open the drawer first and purposely leaf through the collection of papers, reports, and files that it contains. Crew manifest security updates. Ha. See the telltale tractor feed. Reports Captain stroking. Sticking out underneath the little folder. Drawer folder because spills cops quickly grab and stop everything from falling out, and as you do, you can't help but read the title. Rescue Naval Investigation Commissionary Findings Incident. Subject Rear Admiral Bartholomew's. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to go back and actually play this like I did with the other part. And come back to this and get this in my playthrough. But you believe to be printout that could contain the codes in one hand and report in the other. You look back towards the captain's bed and remember her instructions. Just don't read the report. You hesitate for a moment, rereading the title. Rear Admiral. Read the report. Stare at learning the truth. You stare at the cover report a few moments. I got a trophy for that. Printout, then to the captain's bedroom. Placing the printout back in the drawer, you open the folder and begin to leaf your way through its contents. Again, the first few pages you outline the investigation's intention to assess the action taken by the Rear Admiral and Bartholomew's in the battle in lunar orbit. Hi. Hi, Lydia. Lydia just came to see me. Hi, Lydia. How's my girl, huh? Following on from that series of diagrams, charts that you recognize, ship movements sorted by time, following an annotated or captioned stills taken from the ship or armor frame based on recording devices. As you work your way through it, you see that you're being used to illustrate a Squadron JCF ships pulls away from the main fleet and eventually intercepted and decimated by the enemy. Final photographs show the few remaining ships returning to the fleet in a state of disarray, with all of them suffering extensive damage. As you move past the pictures, diagrams, you flick through the pages, outline a breakdown of the losses, ships, or armored frames, pages and pages of crew member names. Eventually you get to the last page of the report where you skim through the conclusion. This inquiry finds that by leading... excuse me. I can't see the screen right now. Lydia's sitting in front of it. Hi, Lyd. You just... No. You leave my headphone cord alone. Also the stick covers. The inquiry finds that leaving the offensive position for an unsanctioned offensive, thereby opening point of access to the E-field, Rear Admiral Maris Bartholomew's sufficient loss to armored frame groups. Wait, E-field. So it comes back to the Colite. It's Colite 6 that cut off the flight path. There's more. There's a whole squad of carriers coming in from E-field to Colite 1. They're going to cut you off from the fleet bay. Colite 6. Respond, Colite 6. What's going on? How many carriers are coming from E-field? Stop and lay the report on the captain's desk, staring at it, rereading the conclusion again and again. Adversely impacted flights including Thebe Bay Flight, May Flight, Carpo Flight, and Colite Flight. Close the report and place it back in the drawer. Almost mechanically reach for the printout you've been handed humans before and methodically scan through it until you see what you're after. Classified core system access codes. Generation date for Captain second only. With the codes and position you're calling, make your way back towards the corridor outside the captain's quarters and where you've left the PSD. Approach the doorway absolutely mildly, take hold of the radio and push down the transmission button. Hey Chief, Lieutenant Lord, I got the codes. Release the push to talk button and wait. Okay, yeah, so we know now the, I'm gonna go back and play this and actually, like, you know, do my same route as I did before. But I gotta be more in the headspace for that because I'm getting sleepy and it's getting close to when my thing is going to shut off. There we go, credits. Watch the credits. Stories from Seoul, the Gun Dog. I wonder if they'll have the little avatars they have on the Space Colony Studios website. Yeah, writer, creator, director, Jonathan Durham. Developer, producer, Ben Keller. Flight mechanist. And that's, I think her name's Bisky. The cat. Background character, UI artist, graphic design, Kevin Butler. Haybolt's Corner. Music composition, audio production, Daniel Goodman. Lumbly Dumbly. Yeah, Lydia's trying to go after my headphones. Additional composition, audio production, Allison System. Yeah, it's the credits now if you look at the screen. Yeah. No, you don't need to go after that. No, No, don't pull off the thumbstick covers either. Yeah, one of these has like a lip around it compared to the other ones I had. Like it has like a, you know, the molding wasn't quite taken off right, and I'm probably gonna have to buy some new ones. But the problem with the PlayStation controls is they wear down, like the thumbsticks, and also the plastic inner part will cut through the coating, so that's why I have the coverings to cushion it a bit. But yeah, Neptune took one of them, and now Lydia's trying to do the same. These are all pretty tight compared to the other ones I had, even though I bought them from the same supplier. But I still don't want them ripped off. Oh, you got crumbs all over your lips too, or you've been eating some cat food, huh? Yeah, we're switching foods to, Vet recommended switching Nick to a senior formula. And, you know, Lydia's a senior too, so she's switched to, and Neptune will be eating it. It's really hard to keep them out of separated foods. It was easier with Minnow because Minnow had her, like, where she ate on her tray and on the cage in the hallway, but at the cat carrier, she'd sit on top of it and eat her food. But the problem is these ones, especially Lydia and Nick, they share, and Neptune's learnt from them. Because they teach their little sister bad habits, but not a lot of good habits. But yeah, I'm going to play through that again. This one I'm more awake. I like to do my, you know, my same path where I looked at everything and stuff. Like, because I didn't even look at everything. I didn't even try to talk to her before that. Yeah, there's a lot of different localization. That's a problem they're having with the reviews and stuff. Some people are like, they've done such a good job mimicking old, you know, PC-88 games that they're, and stuff that people don't seem to realize it's by a Welsh studio and not. And you, thank you for playing. See you again on the Gundog soon. I'll probably be seeing me tomorrow night. But yeah, and they don't seem to get that it's not an originally Japanese game, and then they get mad at like the localization, that there's pronouns, and it's like, in the original Japanese, it's like, look, like, you know, you're doing a little too, mimic it a little too good. Anyway, I'm gonna head off, play through that when I get a moment. If I had my PlayStation TV hooked up, I'd probably record, like, go through that with remote play, but I'm really not. I don't even know the supports remote play, actually, this game. But yeah, I'm just too tired right now. So, ciao.